The ad that displays New Zealand to the world as 100% pure was again under the microscope this week at the University of Otago's Winter Symposium. University lecturer Dr. Sarah Mager signalling strongly the country's water quality is in trouble.
Do you reckon that the overall quality of our rivers have been on the decline? And you said yes.
Yes. When you try to put statistics through that, to try to get meaningful trends, for some it shows no change, for others there's been a meaningful decline, and for others there's been a slight improvement. And it depends what variable we're looking at, but also what catchment we're looking at. For our lowland rivers, there are some that have a meaningful decline.
Dr. Mager's work includes half-yearly trips around southern rivers, sampling variables like sediments and dissolved material to understand our water quality. She says rivers in alpine areas fed from mountains are still pristine.
But as we move away from that, if we move away from those pristine alpine catchments, we start to see the effects of anthropogenic land use change. And that's inevitable. As soon as we transform from grasslands to forest or to pasture to urban areas, we're going to see changes in the water quality that reflect the integrated effects of that transformation of land cover.
She says lower catchments are seeing a significant decline in key water quality indicators, especially those towards Invercargill, where dairy farming is being intensified beyond what she believes the land can cope with.
Where we've moved from into dairy, the byproduct of that, so the urea, manure, the cow pats, they're all quite nitrogen rich. And so they cycle that nitrogen through the land, and it moves very quickly because it's very soluble. So it moves very fast from animal waste into waterways.
She sees the biggest challenge in Central Otago is water allocation.
For Central Otago, we don't have a lot of rain, and the amount of evaporation that occurs is higher than the amount of rain that we get in some of those areas. And so for agricultural production, for livelihoods, there's a long history of extracting water from those rivers for irrigation. The consequence of doing that is it reduces the amount of water in the river, and that affects habitat. And so it's about figuring out how much we can keep in our rivers and how much we can divert to irrigation as well. In Otago, one of those challenging areas is the Pomahaka, which is a tributary into the Clutha, and the community is quite engaged with thinking about how they can create resilience in their farming techniques to improve its water quality.
Lakes Wakatipu, Wanaka and Hawea, she says, are still pristine. However, she says work needs to be done to measure the resilience of the lakes. Mina Amso, The South Today.